expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Hey, welcome to SinCityBounty.
Must have our audio turned up pretty loud.
We blew Johnny Fever down off of his feet.
It's not too hard to do. We blew Johnny Fever.
We are back after taking last Tuesday off because we did our 300th episode at the Old School Brewing Company back on Sunday.
Sunday.
We needed recovery.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
It was a good
Lots
night.
of great guests.
As we should have expected, we went way over our time.
Not way over. I think it was only like 15, 20 minutes.
More like 30.
Yeah. That was cool, though. Everybody had a really good time. I think we got a couple new super fans out of it. I got a couple of emails, Facebook messages, texts the next day. Crap! I can't believe I missed it.
You can catch it live on YouTube sometime soon.
Very soon. I just realized that Johnny Fever sent it to me, so I'll be putting it up very shortly on our website. Today, in studio, you see we have male testosterone hanging around here. And this is Kevin Prace, local Las Vegas comedian. I'm sure he would like to be international, so you guys work on that.
Someday.
Yep. And he is with a group here in town called the League of Extraordinary Nobodies.
Yeah, they're a good group. They're everywhere. They're everywhere now.
Over the next few months, we'll try and get each one in at a time to hang out with us and give us their opinion on things that are going on in the world.
Yeah, they were very willing to come today.
Awesome,
They're like, do they only want one, Kevin? Do they only want one? I'm like, I don't know. Like, just leave me be. Like, I'm just gonna go to a place and they're gonna let me say things.
It's my time to shine. God damn it.
I love your beard.
I grew it myself. I've been working on it. There's no oils or something, like I don't know. Like I don't
put any beard glue in there.
Extreme. Can you stroke it for the ladies?
It separates. There's movement. Like it's a tickler. It's a tickler. People like it.
Yeah.
That would be quite the tate tickler you got going on there.
I almost made that. There's that shop in the mall, like that Art of Shave or whatever. Like I thought the guy almost had an orgasm the moment I walked in. He thought like it was gonna be his day. I'm like, no, I'm just looking for beard wax. He's like, oh, we don't sell things like that. We just sell it to get rid of, not to keep.
Oh, got it.
You don't need to go to some fancies. You just go down to the grocery store, and what? Oh, man.
No, just turn it away so when it turns.
If I turn it that way, then it's gonna end up that way, and then this way, and then fucking Facebook. Fuck you, Facebook. Fucking YouTube.
So, do you do anything special with it? Just the beard wax? That's it?
I don't even use the beard wax. I clean it out. That's about it. And
What do you clean it out with?
like shampoo. Like I don't use I don't go to Tibet and climb a mountain and get imported oils. Like I just use shampoo like anybody else, and then that's it. I don't know.
Do you shampoo on your beard?
There's these
There-
viral
like-
your underbeard.
No,
Did you ask him if he shaved his underbeard?
No, I asked if it's just regular shampoo.
This
No,
one
just
has
regular
sex on the brain.
just regular shampoo. Like nothing crazy, nothing special. You know.
I gotta get the dick out of my ear. Sorry.
Have you seen that trend where guys have put flowers and taken photos of themselves in their beard?
I've never put flowers in, but every single party that I go to, and if you look on my Facebook page or anything, you'll find pictures where people have put random shit in my beard.
I think you
like
should have
silverware
little animals.
and things covered in cake, anything really covered in anything.
Well,
They just show.
conversation now. Cake? What?
No. Well,
And
it's
this one
delicious.
is all about the food.
But they'll just shove things in there, and then after a while, it's just they just take pictures all night. I think there has been flowers, but I don't think. I didn't let them post it. I don't think I let them post that.
I think that's one of the most hippie, beautiful, surreal things I've ever seen is those posts with men with flowers in their beard.
I
So
give
would
you
you
2
do a
guesses about what
boudoir?
party she votes for.
What?
A
What?
boudoir, like where the guy does the boudoir photos.
Oh, you know what? Somebody actually, I had one guy ask me if I wanted sponsorship, and another guy that asked me if I did want to do some kind of weird photo thing with him. But
You didn't say no, did you?
well, as soon as he said it was in a basement, I usually just sort of. Like
That's
I don't.
normally when I'm in. I'm like, it's in the basement.
It's dark and scary. I'm down.
Okay.
No, I know. Like if I bring up basements, people usually frown away. So I just decided that was probably not the best. Like I didn't want to be caught in my underwear like downstairs. Just. I know what happens. Like I know what guys do. Like that's a thing. Like, I'm not surprising myself.
But somebody wanted to sponsor you because of the beard.
Just because of the beard.
Wow.
It was just a thing. And they have those. They have contests. They have sponsorships. They have I didn't know I could be paid just to be like a lazy bastard, but apparently there's people making money off of being a lazy bastard.
Have you curling ironed it? Or?
No, I've not done like someone asked me if I've ever wanted to straighten it before, but then I'm like, okay, so you want to bring a hot item near my face?
No,
So,
you don't
like-
have to do that. So you put the spray stuff in your beard. They make stuff for regular hair that you can put in your beard.
Relaxer.
And then you use a roller brush and an hair dryer.
See,
There's
didn't even-
videos on the YouTube.
I didn't even know you could. I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, okay, it's just gonna look Jewy for a while. Like I didn't know like I didn't know there was my dad's Jewish. I could say things, and then but I didn't know like there was a thing for that. Like it was just like somebody had brought it up, and then after a while, it's like, okay, now that I'm in my 30s, it's like I just don't care anymore. Like I don't.
As you can tell, we are utterly fascinated by the beard.
It's a fascinating subject.
I want to curl it into two little devil horn things.
Like what's great is like you gave me like a list of things we were going to talk about, and now like 10 minutes in, it's just like yes, the beard.
Yes.
Like, it's like,
Well, I do know that we have one fan who is also into the whole beard thing, and that would be Rand for those. But he loves the whole beard thing. He posts things all of the time about the beard.
does he have a beard?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because
Not quite as long as yours, but it's getting there.
that's the only people I get now. It's like people that don't have one, and they're like, "Oh, it's mystifying to me," and I'm like, "Well, I'm
is.
not a wizard. Like this isn't."
But you look like you could be.
I do look like.
Like
Like
Gandalf the Brown.
you could lure me into your car by saying you're a
I-
wizard and you'll show me magic and I'll believe it.
You know,
I'll tell
bet
them.
you
would
we
be
would.
you'd be the only one that I could probably lure into my car.
I
because
think
I've
you should.
tried.
I think you should just start
I've used
memorizing some
candy,
catchphrases. You know, like "you cannot pass" or "you shall not pass,"
not pass.
and just some things like that to make you more wizardry.
more of a thing. You
Yeah.
know? Like I don't know. Like I think it's one of those things. It's like it's so a part of my persona anyway. I don't even need to add anything. Like it's just like, oh, it's just that guy with the beard. Like people don't even know my name half the time. It's just like I like the guy with the beard.
I was watching one of your YouTube videos that you sent over for us to post, and one of the things in there is you were standing at the Old School Brewing Company where you do shows over there, and you said, "Yeah, I was thinking about shaving my beard," and the entire room, without knowing you, just groaned like, "No."
Every time I do that joke, that happens. I just did it at a theater. I did We Funny at the Inspire Theater, which is a great show if anyone can catch it. It's like once a month. But I did it there, and again, it's like 70 strangers that don't know me from fuck. Like, they're just like, I just say, I think it's time to shave. And they're like, no! And I'm like, why? It's just, like, you don't even know me.
You're not even emotionally invested in this thing yet.
Like, you don't know what it's like. Like, it's...
It must be hot and itchy as fuck in the summertime.
It's not as bad as it gets to a certain point, just like anything else that like hair growing, like it has its itchy point and then it stops. But like then you get the ingrown hairs and things like that. I can't see anything. If I shaved today, it would probably just have like potholes everywhere. I have no idea what's going on under there. At this point, I'd be whiter. I think like there'd be shades of me, like.
White tan line.
Compared, like it would be. That's it. Like it would be like an arm. Like that. Like I don't know. Like
I
it
was
would,
trying to get my lily white ass up here.
So, Toxie's question, I'd like to go back to a little bit, or almost question, or what we heard was a question. So, is your undergrowth as long as your facial growth?
no, I'm like.
Wait, I didn't ask about that at
don't-
all.
No, but we thought you did.
We thought you asked about his underbeard.
No, that's just like everyone else's beard. It grows in patches. So it doesn't grow like, no, I'm kidding. Like this is like her face alone was just like, what the fuck is happening?
He's got alopecia.
We were so into you until that moment, and then we're like, dry.
My mom's going to be listening to this. This is like,
Wait,
My
so your
mom.
mom's-
So what she's gonna call? She'll be like, he's got hair all over his balls, all over.
it's if you did an Italian accent, that would be
and-
If your mom calls in, we're going to
No.
do to you what we're going to do to Shaun of the Dead if his mom calls in. We're going to ask you about your balls, so you let me know when your mom's in.
I don't know. I think she's gonna wait for like she's gonna wait and check it out online. Like she's
On the YouTube.
she's in Chicago, so it's like the time difference
Oh,
alone. Like
right.
right now
Got
it's
it.
10 o'clock there, 10:15. You know what I mean? Like and it's her birthday today. She's like, she probably already had her 8 glasses of wine, and she's like now
Right.
slowly dipping away.
It's Tuesday. That's what I would do.
And the only reason I asked about the Underbird is because I have a fascination with very long undergrowth, as it were.
She likes it all
I
natural.
like it all natural. Run
So?
my fingers through.
What? It's just a group of hair, and then it's like a little. You get like a little button nose. I don't know. Like I don't like. Like everyone gets a fascination about that. It's like what's weird is like there's a mystery to it, but at the same rate, like it's obvious that I don't own razors. So like, how much of a mystery could there really be of what's happening?
Well,
Like,
I think what we're asking is, do you trim? You don't trim up here. Do you trim down there?
I have to. I think just
so?
because that's the only, like this isn't getting much attention with females. But at least if that ever does, like one day I might be, like I don't know, but someday, like it's not an attractive
she's not gonna have
thing.
to go like machete chopping through the jungle.
No, she's not
forest.
gonna have to like search for anything. Like there's not gonna be like the journey to the center of the earth type of moment.
Hey,
It's not gonna
Mom,
be
happy
anything like,
birthday.
happy birthday. It's fucking shit.
I shaved my balls.
But I think it was more of like I think I only do it because it's like more girls now do it, and it's more of like a common courtesy kind of thing more than like for anything from me, because I could care less what the hell's going on. Obviously, like I obviously don't care much about looks, but it was one of those things like a common courtesy, because it seems like every woman is shaving something, and men do nothing.
I'm not.
So no,
don't
you're
shave
natural. Everyone's natural.
She waxes
Wax clean.
like a baby's bottom.
Right.
Baby's
nice and
bottom.
smooth.
That's
like an 11-year-old
she's thinking about it now.
girl.
She's like, I'm not wearing any underwear. This is just I can just do one of these movements.
Elbows.
Well, that's because y'all asked what.
Actually,
you
isn't
said
it
what
from
kind of
eyebrows to
underwear.
assholes on you? Like, isn't that?
I guess.
Yeah, it is eyebrows to assholes.
Eyebrows to
I
assholes on her.
guess. I don't get my eyebrows done though because I overplucked when I was younger, and those fuckers don't grow back. So, word to the wise: when you hit 40, this shit does not grow back. Like that's it. It's like later.
Every morning with a pencil. Today I'm surprised.
You have a couple stories that you need to tell us.
So we're gonna go back to our roots for a little bit and tell a couple of dating stories. This one comes.
No, your personal stuff.
Oh,
first.
my personal stuff. I
Yeah.
had Friday was date night, and I had 4 or 5 orgasms before dinner.
Before dinner.
Before dinner.
And it wasn't dinner that she had to cook.
No, I didn't cook. My Gourmet Boyfriend cooked salmon and broccoli, and we had delicious salad to go with it, and a beautiful, I think it was a Merlot we had with dinner.
So I asked her, how many orgasms did you have after dinner?
I didn't keep count. It's far too many.
How many of you would like me to punch her in the throat now?
I don't have a throat. If you're
And there's
looking-
orgasm 7.
If you're not watching this on the Facebook Live video, you need to. Here, I'm going to give you a profile. Look, no neck. I'm a meat sickle from forehead to shoulders. It's like a fucking cylinder of skin.
And then there was
Hi.
a conversation that you walked into when you got home.
It wasn't when it was just, I didn't come home. I was in the bathroom. I have a bathroom downstairs, but when you're in there, you can't hear anything going on in the rest of the house. And I came out of the living room, and it was out of like a really bad B movie. I came into the living room, and my boyfriend's on the couch. The father of my child is in the recliner, and my boyfriend says to the father of my child, and that's why I'm stocking up on dumb thermostats. That was it. And I'm like, I'm going to post that on Facebook. And I did, and I showed it to him later when it had 85 likes, and he's like, well, do you need the context for that conversation? And I'm like, no. I have no need for the rest of that
I don't
conversation.
think he realized that it was the fact that the boyfriend said it to the baby daddy.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was just how random that comment is, and the fact that it was my boyfriend and the baby daddy in the same room. Of course, baby daddy lives with me, and boyfriend doesn't, so...
It doesn't sound right. Like that two people should be in the same. I can't even imagine.
My baby daddy and I have been split for like almost 8 years now. So there was no animosity in the split anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of those ridiculously romantic. It wasn't romantic at all. It was one of those ridiculously like
The
amicable
breakup
things.
or the relationship?
Both.
Both.
That's why we broke up. No, we were really good friends before, and then we got really drunk, and then we had a kid together, and we tried to make a relationship work, and it didn't work, and so we were like, we should probably try something else, and so we split up. We lived together for another couple of months after that, and then we went our different ways, And then I needed a roommate, and he's tired of living in the shithole he was living in. And I was like, well, if you're going to pay the rent, I suppose you could move in. And he was like, well, okay. And I was like, hey, boyfriend, my baby daddy's moving in. And he's like, okay.
Like, that's it?
Like, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
The
my
one
God.
thing I go to Sierra's house a lot, and the one thing that I love is the baby daddy and the baby spend a lot of time together now,
do.
as opposed to just weekends, as it were. They spend a lot of time together. They're outside together. They're up in the room together. They're just watching TV together.
He's on the couch. Like, where else is he gonna?
Yeah, that's all he does.
Like, well, I don't know if that's all.
you
he
know
does.
what-
Is this more of like, how do you miss him now? Like, he's right there. Like,
What I like about it is, like, now I can be like, hey, your kid has this thing that needs to be done. It needs to be done during my work day. I don't have to take the fucking day off, and you don't work. So, well, he does. It just doesn't work during the week most of the time. And it's like, so here, you take me to work, you take him to his thing, and then pick me up afterwards, and I still make money.
You get to actually have a co-parent without having the relationship or the headache of having a...
When my boyfriend's in town, it's like having two husbands. Only I only have sex with one of them. It's
I'm
kind of
sure
nice.
that's disappointing to one of them. Like, that's no, he's okay with
He's
it.
all right with it.
I just can't imagine like there wouldn't be like that moment where they're like he walks in the house and then there's just another dude on the
There's
couch.
no crossing swords there.
Well, I didn't
it's
think
not
there'd be
that
like
couch.
I didn't think it would be like Ghostbusters. I was saying more like it would be like when you walk inside. Like if I walked in on like to go to my girlfriend's house and there's another dude on the couch, like there would be a moment where I'm like, what the fuck is he doing on her? Like, why is he here? Like, what does he do here? Like,
But you gotta understand, my boyfriend and I are not jealous. We're the exact opposite of jealous. Like, whatever. And then
Most
my
of the time. Don't get her drunk.
so easygoing.
yeah, we're really easygoing. Like, there's no romantical anything between me and baby daddy anymore. Like, it was literally like we maybe had sex like 3 times, and maybe only like 4 times after we had a relationship. Like, it wasn't. It was never that kind of relationship.
So it was just,
I personally love the level of adulthood that goes on in this household.
It's kind of like you might want to go to bed now. We'll give you a 30-minute head start. We're gonna have
then who
sex.
knows?
I
really
was
quick.
over- I'm sorry.
Vendetta said, I don't think Wizard, to Kevin, I don't think Wizard, I see Pirate Captain Cakebeard. And Vendetta said, Cali Guy is the king and Sierra is the effing queen.
That's right. Naked Saturdays was written for you guys.
It was
Can you do
written for
Naked Saturdays now with the baby daddy there?
Well, he works retail, and so usually he works on Saturdays.
Okay.
But he was off this last Saturday, the Saturday after date night. So we kind of did like a naked Friday night into Saturday morning thing.
Nice. Anyway, what's going on with you? Any news to report? Any stories to tell us? No?
It's like, are
You want to talk about
Oh,
this?
you just talked about like 12 orgasms and
Put the
I
camera
got
on.
nothing.
Nothing to follow that?
No, I'm not. I got nothing to follow that up with.
You don't want to tell us about how you were going on a date with no panties on?
No.
No, that's the first date. We talked
And
about
it's
it.
the first
like
date.
that's the first date. Like,
No, you
she-
just assumed.
She did
You
correct
guys
us
said-
and say that she does wear underwear on dates.
I do. But you guys were talking about that you're both wearing pink panties. You asked me. I didn't respond.
You did.
So I implied that I wasn't wearing any because I
So
was
what
supposed
color-
to go out afterward.
What color panties are you wearing?
I have no idea, but I probably have some on.
I have no idea.
she probably
But I
has them on.
probably have some
There
on.
probably is something there. Like, I don't feel just that. So there has to be an in-between cloth.
Did we talk about your date on the air, or was that before?
That
Can
was
we talk
before.
about the last date that you
Was
had?
this a first date?
This was, oh man, this was so great. First of all, like I think I'm giving up. She basically, like, the whole thing with the date was I don't know if this is a thing now that girls are doing, but she used me as like an Uber driver. So she would basically, like, she would call me up and make arrangements to do things. I think we went out twice. And I think on the second time, I'm like, okay, that's great. I just moved you. Like, but basically she would call me up and we'd like, yeah, let's go out for coffee and whatever. And then she would like go through a conversation where it's like, oh no, we got to go over here real quick. And then we'd start running errands. Like, and when talking to her, she's young, but she's like, she doesn't have a car. And I just started putting it together.
Wait,
I'm
how
just
young
like,
are we
she-
talking?
I'm sorry?
How young are we talking? Like, does
She's
she
like
not have
20
a car because she's 16?
No. That's still legal, but I'm not getting it now. She's like 24. She's like 24.
That is still
and
kinda young and
it is still
stupid,
kind of
yeah.
young compared to like 33, but I did the math and I think it's okay. But she's like 24, and I think they say what, like half your age plus 7. I don't know. But we did we
that
went out
one
a
up.
few times, and it's more of like every single time we would go out, and it would be one of those things where it's like, and one time I like picked her up, and we ended up going to her like family's house or aunt's house or whatever, and just loaded up like everything she owns, it seemed. Like it's just like, and then we would bring it to another spot, and
Do you have a truck?
Wait.
and I have a truck. Like
That's
I
why.
think it was assumed automatically. It's like I either have to move something or whatever, and I tried to not. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to pick people up in someone
do you
else's
plan
house.
You know,
Just-
you have to keep a futon mattress in the back of your truck, and then when they do that, be like, I already got something.
No, then I would just have to move a futon. That's all that would mean. That just means more. Like now I got to go to storage, and then I got to open up the gates, and then I got to move out the futon, then go pick up her shit, and then bring it over to her aunt's house. It would have just made more work for me.
So could we? Are you going to see her again?
No, that's the thing. Like we made arrangements to go to First Friday, and then she ghosted me
Okay.
because I guess I moved all of her things already.
So can we call her and figure out what an Uber would have cost for all that travel, and then tell her like we're calling from Uber and you're a certified driver or something?
This is the best part.
And you owe this much.
Not only did she ghost me, but her number's gone. She's not on Facebook anymore. She disappeared.
Oh no.
She catfish ghosted your ass.
No, she didn't
Like,
catfish because he saw her.
Real.
He
like,
saw
she
her.
was real. Like
How
I
do you
can't
know?
cat-
Oh no, she
Yeah,
was
he
real
saw her.
physically,
He
but
moved
you don't
his
know what
stuff.
her real name is.
Huh? I think it was Tyree. I don't know. Like maybe.
How do you know if her
I don't know.
Facebook's gone?
I don't know.
But
I
maybe
think it
she
was
blocked
crazy.
you, so we could look on our Facebook.
I don't. I think she's just gone entirely. Like
Oh.
off the face of the earth.
Well, it would be great if we could
Like
send
she
her a
went
bill.
to the end
Like,
and jumped.
Send her a bill.
When you have dates like, does it teach you about the next time you have a date? And
Well, if someone asks me to move them, like I'm going to not do that. But how often
Thank
do
goodness.
they? Who says that in advance? Like,
True.
oh, by the way, I'm gonna help. You're gonna help me move today. Like, no one. She didn't do that. It was just like, let's go out for coffee, and then I'm moving.
did you get a blowjob out of it?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
There's not
That's
even
some
not
bullshit.
even like
And there's-
thanks for moving me handy.
No, not a handy. Not even a thank you. Like that's how bad it was.
Wow.
And that's why it was the last time I saw her because it's like you can't even like I can understand I fucked up. That was my fault. But you can't even say thank you to the moment. And then at the same rate, it was just like, okay, now I'm just the asshole now because I did all of
Now
that.
you're that guy with the beard who moved me on our second date.
And so somewhere she's telling this story like, hey, I got this dude to move me.
Yeah, like someone out there, she's
Between
like, I
the
had
course
free
of 2
Uber.
days.
Like I
and
had
then
a free thing.
Yeah.
Before you know it, on the Daily Beast, we're gonna see an article labeled "How to Get a Guy to Move You"
Yeah.
off of Craigslist.
And
And it'll be
yeah.
secret photos.
It
Like
was-
when
Well, how did you-
she's taking
how did you
pictures,
meet
she took
her?
Photos of you.
I met her at a show. Like she was a friend of a friend, and then when she came up on Facebook, that was the weirdest thing. She approached me off of Facebook, and when I saw that she had a mutual friend of mine, I was okay with it. And I can't even get into who that friend was because I'm going to yell at him later. That's the thing.
You're like, dude,
So it wasn't one of those things. And then at first I thought
got
she had
blue
a
balls
boyfriend.
and a sore back.
And so we didn't go out at all. And then out of nowhere, the boyfriend disappeared. I guess she's on a 2-week cycle. Or, I don't know what it was. But she had another thing. I don't know. But she had another thing and another guy. And then I was out of the picture. And then out of nowhere, I started getting contacted off of Facebook. And I didn't know that was a thing even. That you could, just pick someone at random and like, hey, I like you.
Spin the wheel of face.
Yes. It's
Bam.
like, I like your face. And then they just went
No,
for it.
it's not even that. She scanned to see if you had a truck. She looked through your pictures.
Photos.
And
She's
she's
got
like,
a truck.
There's
She's
not
like, he's
one
cute,
picture
he
on
has a
Facebook
beard,
where
he's
I'm in
got a
front of
truck.
Not one.
No,
I try to refrain from as many white trash pictures as possible. So I don't.
because the
not
beard
one-
in the truck would be too
No,
much.
I'm not in front of livestock. I don't have my truck in front of there. There's no hay.
No
What's,
handguns and red solo
like,
cups.
I even try to refrain from telling people I'm from the Midwest because that gives like
Oh,
a farmer
yeah.
type thing going, and I try to stay away from all of it. But for whatever it started normal. It's like I want to go for coffee. I'm like I can do coffee, and then I don't know. It's like let's move all my things, and like that's how it went. There was no progression to it. It was just like I thought I was picking up a thing.
We need to hook you up with our friend Adam Smasher, who can tell you that thing about let's go for coffee always ends up in being, can't you be my baby daddy? So,
all right, I love the fact that not only are men douchebags, but women are just as douchey as men are.
women are more douchey, I think, than guys are. Guys, well, at least they're either using me for sex, or that's it. Like, they're using me for sex. For girls, you could show up on a date and suddenly you're moving her shit. Like, and you can't even say no because then you're a total douchebag.
Yeah, I'm the asshole.
Yeah, you're the asshole.
There's no way
I
around
think
it.
you should just own that title from now on. I ain't moving shit. Call me a douchebag all you want.
No, I have to just unzip first. And just go, I'll move whatever you want. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it.
The whole thing is it at least if she had thanked you in some way, even if it was a thank you, even if she handed you a little thank you card, a meal, a handy, like something.
Do people still do written cards? Like a written thank you? Like
if you're going to get a dude to move you for free, yeah, I'll write a fucking written card if you want to move me.
I got her coffee. I got her a taco. There was no reason.
Oh, no.
It was like the opposite.
No.
It was like the opposite thing if you have like one of your friends moving you. Like you give them like pizza and beer. Like this one was just like I bought everything, and then at the end it was just like okay, thank you. Like
she didn't even say thank you after a taco.
Not after the taco,
She's
and it was
a
good
bitch.
too. It was
We'll call
taco
her
eat
out,
taco.
like-
I went to taco eat
You
taco.
taco
Which is the
freaking snatch fucker.
Taco eat taco? Seriously?
I didn't fuck around.
You're
Like,
a
it was.
twat waffle. What's her name?
Her name was Tyree. We're not allowed to give
Tyree.
names, right? I thought we were not like cancel that. It's
It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
I think it's good that you said her name. It's a warning.
That
Yeah.
is a one. Tyree
Do
Malone.
not give her tacos.
Don't give her tacos.
tacos.
No
Like,
it's
coffee.
not
No
even
tacos
shitty
for Tyree.
tacos.
No, it
It's
wasn't
not even
even-
like Taco Bell.
Like I didn't even
those
take her
are
to
good
Taco Bell.
tacos.
Next time I know though, I'm taking her to Taco Bell. And
That's
we're gonna
it. You
either
sign
that
up
or I'll
for
take
it.
her
You're
McDonald's. Gonna have
you're
me
getting
go.
a classic, bitch.
Like that's it. You get the number one. And like,
I just had Taco Eat Taco the other day.
Let's
Taco,
talk
taco.
I love
let's
that
talk
place.
about the horrible dating story that you have to share with us.
Not even mine. So we've talked about it before, we belong to a private women's group on Facebook, and there's a girl in there who's pretty popular. We've been following her life for years now. I feel like she's amazing. She went from a really shitty job to an amazing job. She works as a flight attendant for an airline. I'm not going to name names or anything like that because who knows if she'll get fired over this shit or not. So I'm going to call her Fly Girl. Fly Girl. So she went out on a date with a guy, and she politely declined a second date. She said, it was nice meeting you, but I'll pass on a second date. That's, like, would that be okay for you? Like, if you went on a date with a girl, and she sent you a text and said, hey, it was really nice to meet you, but I don't think I want to go on a second date.
that would be perfectly fine because usually
We
they
lost
don't
it.
say anything.
True. They ghost you.
They ghost you.
Yeah.
Like it's just over. And I take any words over nothing. Anything.
So he said, you seemed like you wanted to meet again. May I ask why you don't want to see me and what happened? Don't want to see what happens if we meet again. I feel like I messed up on our walk back to your train station. I don't have any
It's up.
internet.
It's up. You should
it's
have
up.
it now.
It's not. Look, no, internet.
Click on it. It just brought mine right back up.
There it is.
There it is. Now I'm going to finish my story. Connection rejected, it said. I don't fucking know. Okay, so he was like, I'm not a very good city person, that's all. And I guess she said again, I'm not interested in a second date. And he said, open quotes, I mean, most well-educated guys will find it difficult to date a flight attendant given the inconsistent schedule. They seek girls with more stable jobs and better financial benefits. That sort of thing does not matter to me. You seem nice. So she's like, so it's okay my job and finances are unstable because I'm nice? Well, motherfucker, I hope you meet someone who is okay with you giving them permission to wear heels. That's what she wrote back. And let me find his response here. I gotta scroll through.
So she didn't fuck him.
No.
Is the end of the
It
story.
was it was the
that's
first
why,
date.
because that's the only reason I could see him like, no, it's okay because I'm nice or you're nice because that means like, okay, you didn't put out and I haven't fucked you yet. Please let me go out with you again.
He says, she says, I hope you can find a girl who will happily accept when you give her permission to wear heels because apparently he's a super short guy and didn't want her to wear heels. He says, I'm a software consultant. My job inherently involves travel to client sites. I'm fine with you wearing heels. I never impose any kind of restrictions on a woman on what to wear or not to wear. This is completely up to them. Douche. Everyone's replying, douche. Well, isn't that special? more replies. Oh, recent message. I like staying active and doing things. It's not like I like to stay inside all the time and study the great courses all day, LOL. It's just one of my passions. I love planning adventures like a trip to Denmark, Sweden in a month. I guess it's just that I think you're pretty since you have blue eyes and blonde hair too. That's a recessive gene. When you consider that all major continents have brown hair, brown eye combo, only about 2% of the world's populations are not brunette. So you're rare, appearance-wise, LOL. A part of me wishes to have kids that look like everyone else, so maybe I try too hard dating blondes.
I'm surprised. Was she responding this whole time?
She's not responding.
This is just stuff that he's
just continues
throwing onto her wall.
Continues to send.
God.
He's really leaping for whatever will get this in. Like as much
Right.
flattery as possible.
Flattery?
He even brought out Google. Like he Googled that. He's like 2% of the world.
He didn't stop
like
there. Like he kept going.
No,
Can
he
I
kept
just hit
going.
this?
This is yeah. So he kept going. I was mildly hungover when we met the night before. Not only did I go to a bar and a club with my friends, I also hung out with them till 3 o'clock at their apartment drinking and smoking the night before. Yes, even smoking a green substance. LOL. Douchebag.
Like this is an adult.
So
talking.
this is an adult
This is
talking.
an adult
This is an adult
Okay.
talking. So when I took that big picture of what I have to offer you, an adventurous side, rode 1,250 miles through Europe, including the Alps, a top speed of 55 miles an hour with no protection other than a styrofoam helmet.
I think that story only worked on Friends.
I love going to palaces like museums and out to bars, and I love sports. I'm on a flag football and kickball league. Oh,
Like fifth graders play.
you're right.
Like,
Did he not throw dodgeball in there too? Because that's
I haven't
hot.
seen
he
dodgeball
didn't.
yet.
He didn't get on that league.
I have many friends and family in the blank area. We're not going to mention what area. Do you have that many friends here? Mine would gladly welcome you to our circle.
Oh my God!
I have lived in this state and New England for my entire life, 30 years, so I know my way around the greater this area. A solid career, master's degree with financial stability, full benefits, 401k, 4 weeks of paid vacation, etc. His fucking resume. He goes on about his love of history, kindness, and mindfulness. My company offers many ways to volunteer, like a Read a Child program, where I read to a third grader on my lunch break. Also, I ride 100 miles every year for the Best Buddies organization. This year I raised over $1,400 to help kids with autism. Versus what you have to offer.
Versus. Oh my God, he put a versus in there?
Versus what you have to offer. Beautiful blue eyes, blonde hair, intelligence. You know some big words.
Wow.
You know some big words.
Wow.
Plus, limited friends, if any, in this area. A job that will likely require you to work on holidays, limited financial benefits, 0 maternity leave.
No.
Maturity leave. But we're pretty sure he
keeps
meant...
saying, right, but he keeps saying maturity.
Yeah, he
which
keeps
is
saying
my
maturity,
favorite.
but I think he meant maternity. Have to look at the big picture. I cannot imagine the sheer patience of a guy that has a newborn baby all to himself and has to wake up at every hour of the night without anyone to trade off and help out while his wife is working. Motherfucker, this is 95% of all mothers everywhere. 0 days of maturity leave is a huge issue for me. It's hard to fathom a company not offering any maturity leave when a newborn baby needs his or her mother the most. At least my company offers 12 weeks of maturity leave, 2 weeks of paternity leave. Sure, I could date women from other occupations that may have to work holidays. Take nurses, for example. They have to work on holidays and at odd times, but they also make like $80K a year. No, they don't. I know nurses. They make less than I do. So the more I think about it, the more it does not make logical sense for another date. Other logical thinking guys who ended up in good careers like myself will think the same way. It's obviously because they're logical thinking guys that caused them to become successful. It's in our nature. So I am giving you another opportunity since you seem like a nice person. Don't get wound up in the online dating world, always looking for a better perceived date, since there is unlimited perceived options. It is a fallacy that many don't realize until their mid-30s or it's too late to have a family. I had a roommate that waited until 40. Basically, until it's too late to have kids when she found someone, she was miserable. I am a well-rounded guy. I even come from a similar heritage as you with a German background on my mom's side. I was given the German name of blank in this area. For that matter, most of the people are either Irish or Italian descent. Hence, they are mostly Catholic if they are religious. I am Protestant, so I belong to a more open-minded and tolerant religion. If you are proud of who you are and where you came from, wouldn't it be nice to continue that heritage? Wow. It sounds chauvinistic, but women
Really?
women do date based on emotion than logic, more based on emotion than logic when it comes to choosing a partner. Men tend to do the opposite. Give it more time and think more logically about the big picture before deciding to not go on another date. I'm a patient guy. I can wait around a little bit longer for someone to make a more sound decision. Wow. I cut a lot of the bullshit out, just so y'all know.
I am amazed.
Really quick, just
She
interrupt
responded.
super fast.
She responded, "No means no, not convince me." And he said, "Just think about it. I change my mind sometimes if it makes sense to. It's part of being human. I'm not always one to make the best decision right away. I can be stubborn too. Things like this take wisdom and an open mind."
So,
Let me swap that out.
That's great.
condescending.
That's so great. Like, what a catch, you know? Like,
Seriously.
why is he having? I don't even know why he's trying to convince her. I mean, he has a 401k. He makes so much money a year. He could have anyone he wants, and he wants.
What was his email address?
Yeah, like, what do I do to? Like, I want to date him. Like,
I feel like he had that prepared. Like he was.
I feel like he
completely
just
ready with
copies
this.
and pastes
Right,
this.
and he's used it before.
That he sent out.
Yeah, this is to all the girls that reject him.
So
Like, every one of them gets this letter.
He does software sales, right?
yeah. I had no response other than, "I'm going to put this on my show. Is that okay with you?" And she said, "Sure, just change the names." And I'm like, "Okay, Fly Girl, no fucking problem." So, gentlemen, no means no. Not convince me.
Although I don't know that 4 weeks of maturity leave.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Oh my God.
I
he needs
cannot
some
believe
maturity
all
leave.
the stuff that he got into. That
Yeah,
just
everything.
amazes
The high
me.
heels was my favorite though. Like, I think the high heel, like, maybe we're underselling it. Like, maybe it's not because of the height thing. It's not because of the height thing. He was on a date one time and the girl was wearing heels and then she tripped and she fell in front of a train and now she's dead. And he's just trying to look out for her well-being. It has nothing to do with the height thing and his insecurities as a human being. It's just he's protective and he wants her to live a long time, and especially in front of trains. So there has to be a reason behind. Like, maybe there's more to it. Like, I think we're reading into it way too much.
The thing that kills me the most about this whole fucking thing is when he goes into, like, how many friends he has in the area of the country that they live in. And he's like, "I have lots of family and friends here, and they'd accept you as one of theirs." Motherfucker, she's got over 7,000 friends across the world. She don't need your 12 piddly-ass motherfuckers who go smoke some ganja and get a little bit of drunk in one of y'all hippie-ass fucking nouveau bourgeois fucking bullshit New York City fucking apartment, although they don't live in New York City.
I like how he's super mature and he has all these things going for him, but then he's like, so I was drinking with some friends, I was smoking a little bit of the green stuff, and that's why I was horrible on the date, because, you know, all this happened the night before, but I am amazing.
He was using those as an example of how he's not just a homebody, that he goes out and does things with
I thought that's
people.
why he was awkward on the date.
No, he's
because
awkward on the
that's what
date because he's
happened.
not a city guy.
Yeah. So he likes to go out and drink and smoke and help third graders
and read
I
to
think,
third graders.
Like, read to third graders.
he
That's a normal
probably-
thing.
The
And
thing is, she probably stopped herself from being with a child predator. Like, he's like, "Little girl, come in my car. I have a book. It's my lunch hour. Come here. I got a little story to tell you. See Spot Run."
you mean Chris Hansen's not one of his 12 friends?
Yeah.
Like, hi, you're on Dateline.
I love that show.
No, he and Jared, the Subway guy, have exchanged
fucking
emails.
Jared.
That show's
No.
the show is the best just because everyone looks surprised.
Right.
Because they all
Like,
look like, they're like, "Oh my God, there's a," like, no one ever says it's his dad. Like, they're like, "Oh, you're
Right.
the dad." Like, everyone's like, "Oh shit, I'm fucked." Like, that's
know.
it, the automatic thing.
And then Chris Hansen's like, "What's in your bag?" He's like, "I'm just coming to check on him. But in your bag is a 6-pack of Zima and some
Handcuffs and
banana-flavored condoms." And
Zima, like, he traveled back to 1994 just
Yes.
to pick up a load of things.
But it's,
and then
it's
bring
usually
her Zima?
it's
It's from
it's
his
usually like
stockpile.
Stockpile.
That's
Like-
how you bring them in. That's how you bring in the youngins. with
It's like
some
now it's
Zima.
like I think it's Mike's Hard Lemonade and like a bag of
Maybe.
McDonald's Happy Meal things. Like
Yeah.
I brought you toys. And
I mean,
we're all gonna-
again, that would do it for me. But I'm just,
Yes, the rule is that she'll fuck you for a kid's meal.
Kids meal. Is it specific to McDonald's or Burger King, or
it
is it
has
one?
to be McDonald's.
Okay,
Cheeseburger,
Everyone
right?
has
Best fries ever.
Everyone's got standards. I'm so
Yeah.
like everyone's got a thing.
I have some. I've got to have some.
Hey, let's
That's
talk
all.
about the update on Danny Mathers, the playmate that got caught posting an Instagram photo of a woman at the gym.
What did we call her? What was her name? Whatever the fucking
Whatever.
cunt stick.
We can look at one of our old episodes.
Yeah.
But, Toxie, take it away.
Well, for anybody who doesn't know, she is a former playmate. She's a former playmate, and she was in the gym, and she took a Snapchat photo, and said, "If I can't unsee this, neither can you," and sent it out. And it was a naked woman, who's 70-some years old. And she used the excuse, she issued a half-hearted apology, and then I believe she did it again when the first one didn't work.
I believe she used her
And
whole
she-
heart this time.
Right, her whole heart the next time.
like
And she
this
said, I'm new to Snapchat. It was just meant for a friend, which is shitty in itself.
It's still shitty.
No matter what, it's
Still
shitty. So she sent it out. Bottom line, they have found the woman, and the woman has agreed to press charges. Now, the shitty part of this,
Gonna make so much money.
Maybe.
probably.
The judge is going to rule whether or not they
Right.
will proceed with
whether
the
they
case.
can proceed. Now, when it said it, and I can't remember the exact amount of time, but I want to say it was 6 months punishable, in jail.
Are you
At
telling
the
me she
end
could
of the
get-
day, she can fucking get more time than Brock, the rapist.
Yeah,
She can get more time for that photo.
a lot more.
There's guys who've gotten more time in jail for smoking a single joint
Right.
than Brock Turner, the fucking rapist, got.
I call him rapist.
Colon.
Brock Turner.
Like the rapist. Like
Yeah.
it's not
It's
even
capital
like-
V, capital rapist, colon, Brock Turner.
No, rapist is in all caps. The rapist.
But she's gonna get away with it. Like she
Capital.
has money. Like she'll just pay the old woman off.
No.
If I were
No?
this isn't a civil case.
Shaun of the Dead
right.
says
This
no.
is
It's federal.
This is going to be a criminal.
Yeah. It's there's some laws against.
Because it went out on a social media platform, which means it actually went through the.
So now it's-
jail.
Right,
So it's
and she
federal
was-
now because it's
yeah,
on-
and she was in a place where you are given the expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
So it's not as if she was out in the street changing. She was in a place where you're expected
Yeah.
for it to not happen, which upped it all.
Yeah, Danny
So-
Mathers totally violated 8 constitutional rights for this poor woman just by being a fucking cuntwad. You fuck.
Well, that was actually the first thing I thought about when I saw that. I'm like, she's never gonna know that happened because she's 70, and unless she sees her picture on the news, there's no way she's ever gonna know.
But maybe maybe if she didn't know, her
Maybe
grandkids would know, and they're
That's
going
Granny's
on and they're
ass.
like, "Grandma always goes to the gym, and there's her. Is that her? That no
Granny's
matter
ass.
what, she didn't have a choice in that. So that kind of sucked. I mean, she deserves some punishment. I think.
I give kudos to the detectives who tracked her down.
Oh right,
Yeah.
Right? Let me see your ass. Nope, not you.
right.
What do they have a national? What is it? The International Database of Butt cracks?
I'm- I'm pretty sure there's
Ass
a
recognition software.
ass recognition software.
Or they called in what's Sylvester Stallone's mom? Jacqueline Stallone, is that her name? 'Cause
Fucking psychic?
She reads butt. She's a butt psychic,
Oh
right?
my
She
God.
reads bumps
Is
on your
she?
butt. Yeah.
Awesome.
I
That
had
explains
someone
Sylvester
told me
Stallone
that
so
once.
much.
It's not. If a guy tells you that on a date, it is not true.
It's she's either
I
a
think
butt.
she's the only butt psychic. I fell
think
for
she
it twice.
feels-
It doesn't.
That would not be the lie I start with, actually. Like,
Wait, you haven't seen her ass.
Right. I could see people
glorious.
trying that line on you with the beautiful ass
fool
that
me
you
once,
have. Right.
shame on me. Fool me twice, well, shame on me again.
Well, if that's the
You're
first
not a
date,
butt
maybe
psychic.
you could go for it.
but now it's been 8 times. So like,
After the 8th time, I'm feeling a little silly. I should stop falling for this. But each one makes it seem so legit.
That's like that one time I fell for that free mammograms thing. I've been with him for 6 years.
Does he still check you annually?
Monthly, regularly, daily. That is one of the perks of being your boyfriend being a boob guy. Like, I'm always going to catch breast cancer at an early stage.
Right.
It's be like, hey, there's something extra here. You better go get that checked out. Please don't lose your boobs.
Okay. Anything else on
How do you
Brock?
test for cancer if you're just doing this? Like,
It's all in there.
No, again, you have to see her boobs. They're ginormous. Like, she once gave me a
there's
neck
so many things I
massage
have
with
to
them.
see now. Like,
There
it's
are.
like,
But she wants to take him to the sex club with us sometime.
Next time we go to the sex club, you
Actually,
gotta go.
I have people who want to come next time we go to the Red Rooster.
They happen to be our students. I'm
Yes,
not
they do.
entirely comfortable with this.
I don't plan on doing anything there, like as normal for me.
How am I supposed to get naked and have sex in the hot tub when I've got people I'm supposed to teach the next Wednesday?
You will get them drunk and distract them, like in a different place when you're ready to go in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
there's lots.
No, what's
there's
going to
always-
happen is I'm going to run through and be like, Sierra's fucking in the hot tub. I'm that good of a friend.
Grab a new drink.
Anything else on Brock Turner or
So,
Danny Mathers?
really
or-
quick, Brock is
rapist.
Brock is out.
Yeah.
Brock is out.
He is.
3 months
And-
out of a 6-month sentence.
what's
For
good
good
behavior?
behavior.
Like, he didn't
rape anybody.
for 3 months.
Yeah,
Like,
for
like
3
give him a
months.
break. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
rape anybody today.
I did like the picture of him registering as a sex
I
offender.
saw that today.
I was like, he really should get he doesn't need to be registered. He needs to be tattooed, like right here. I am a rapist.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a
I will
rapist.
tell you, I normally, when somebody's done their time, I actually am a firm believer that
hasn't
many
done any
people.
time.
No, I know, but I'm a firm believer that people can
Be
change.
rehabilitated
They can
and-
be rehabilitated. Not in every case, but in many cases. Like, prison's not an end-all, do-all where you can no longer have a life or lead a normal existence.
You watch too much Orange is the New
But-
Black.
No, I do, but I feel that he didn't do his time, and there's nothing like.
You know what he's learned from this?
Traffic tickets get longer time.
Yes. If you have more than $2,000 worth of traffic tickets, you can expect to spend more than 3 months in jail.
Beyond what he learned, okay? He probably, I mean, let's be real. Like, nobody's gonna fucking date Brock the Rapist. He's
I'll
kind
give it a
of
couple years.
give it a couple years
will
so
forget.
people forget who he is. But right
He'll
now,
grow a beard.
he's gonna have a hard time getting a job, getting a date, leading a normal existence. I get that, and he deserves all of that. But what it's doing is it's sending a message to others that this is something you can get away with, and they do.
Yeah, if you're a privileged white boy who happens to flap his arms around in the water, you can get away with pretty much anything.
I think it was more than that though. It's like his dad had connections with Stanford. Like, it was so much stuff that and I think the judge was an alumni. Like, I think it was like literally like every single thing.
The
Like,
Old Boy Network, is that what you're saying?
It was the white boy
It
club.
was like Masons or something. It was like everyone knew each other. It was like a good connection thing. Like, it's like, George Bush and the coffin thing where everyone jerks off in the same spot. It was like everyone in the line.
What?
Because he was part of that. Like, I'm not. That's a long one.
That's
whatever.
what-
Black Skull Society.
what
or
he
something like
lied.
that.
He was part of the Skull Society. Like, everyone's doing the same thing, like in the hair. But everyone knew each other. Like, the judge was an alumni. His dad's an alumni. It was just sort of something that he's like. And that was the worst part of it. It's like you get caught for something as horrible as rape, and the first thing they say is like, "Well, I don't want to ruin this kid's future." Like, this girl's never gonna forget that.
Right.
Like, if
Right.
it weren't for those two, and who knows what would happen if those two guys didn't rush
Right.
into the alley. And do it like, and his only excuse was just like, well, she was there.
She didn't
Like,
say no.
She didn't say
I
no.
thought
But
she was
his-
unconscious.
Yeah.
She was unconscious.
Yeah.
And she wanted to in the party.
Nothing.
She wanted to in the
No,
party.
no, it's not. It's
That
I know
was
what
what he
you're saying.
said.
yeah, that's the fact though. It's just like it's one of those things, and it's like, and that did they get into why she was unconscious or what she was
She
doing
was
before?
shit-faced drunk.
She was just shit-faced drunk,
just
and he took
shit-faced
advantage
drunk.
of something like that. And they're lucky that they even caught the guy because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 they get
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
So
Or
3
they're
months.
afraid, or the
I don't
victim
like
is
the fact
afraid.
that it was 3 months, but thank God they caught the guy, and thank God those people run into the alley. He should have done years.
I think he should have.
On that level. Yeah, he's got something. He's been kicked off all the swim teams. There's no Olympics for him.
I don't think he's allowed on the campus anymore.
Yeah,
he's done.
gonna be.
He's done at Stanford.
He's gonna have a hard time in his future.
He's
And
never-
I saw
totally changes
somewhere
who he is.
today where they checked his local colleges near where he lives
None
to
of
see
them.
if no, actually he is. He's eligible to see if like the community college can take him because there's no requirement based on like felonies or
No, but they
based
have the
on
right to
convictions.
not accept a student.
They have the right not to, but there's nothing in there preventing them from doing so because he meets. They called. I read it on an article today, where he meets the requirements. Like you had to have graduated from a school in, I think it was Ohio, and you have to do something else, and he meets
Not
those
be a
requirements.
rapist.
Right, and you know, so you're right. There are some. At least there are some consequences.
There are
for
some.
what he
It's just,
did.
it's never going to be
It's-
enough.
No.
Like for that, especially because the biggest problem I think is that none of the punishments meet the crime because we have like civil rights, and we're never going to get what we actually want. No, because really, honest to
Fucking
God,
brother right here.
honest to God, like if you, there's so many things that just put me in charge for like a day.
You and I'll just run around with machetes
like,
castrating
it would be
rapists.
fucking great. It would be the greatest day. Like yes, people make mistakes
I've
and
met my
people
vice
like fuck
president.
up, but there's no.
mom.
There's no excuse for anything like this.
She's the Secretary
led
of State.
away because like back in the day, like biblically, like we could fuck somebody up and it would be a great day. You can't even take someone in the back and beat the shit out of them anymore. No one learns a lesson in any of these respects. Like back in the day, they would have just like cut something off or just been done with them or castrated the motherfucker. They would have. That would have been the old school way. But now because things are like you got the constitutions and
He
whatever.
can be rehabilitated.
And
Sure,
he-
and he can sing a falsetto too.
Yeah, well, in 3 months he didn't get any rehabilitation. There's no rehabilitation for that.
So I think we have 5 minutes.
Really
Holy
quick,
shit.
Vendetta said, in regards to the Danny story, I pray that Johnny Cochran will rise from the dead and represent the old woman. If she flashed the tit, you must acquit.
Thank you, Vendetta.
All right. Let's talk about the League of Extraordinary Nobodies.
The
first.
League of Extraordinary Nobodies. Basically, what it is I'm sort of like thrown into this. I have a writing partner, Matt Dorman. I work with Darren Burrows, Bruce Purcell, Jason Halpin, and Randall Thompson. And basically, we started together. Basically, me and Matt, and we've been writing together for the last like 3 years since I started. And from there, like he came up with this little group. It wasn't like. It's not like a weird, like, I don't know what to...
Are you like SNL players or?
See, that's the thing. We're not like a group or something like
Right, you
that.
don't do
It's
skits
more
or
of like,
things?
no, we don't do really skits. We've been talking about doing a lot of different things, like to put out things like comic book things and like, a lot of different things between a lot of different social media that we were trying to like get everybody involved. But because we started together and because we get along very well and we write the same way and are, there's a certain amount when we just being around each other for that long, we just get it, one step after another. And
Right.
so when it came down to setting up these shows and things like that, like the first one when I first came back was we took trips to go out and we do everything together basically. So that's where the group came
Like
out of.
BFFs.
Like BFFs, I guess, if we want to gay it up. I don't know, like it was like, but it was one of those things. It's like we
do.
became like a writing group basically that we just know how to follow each other up very well and we work well together, and that's where the League of Extraordinary Nobodies came in. And we've been lucky enough that the Old School Brewing Company has taken us on and let us like run a few shows, and now we've been going 6 months strong.
And you have other
And
shows around town
we
as
do.
well.
We have the Owl on Russell on Saturday nights where we do. It's a mix. It's great. Where we do. It's an open mic 3 weeks out of the year, and then 1 week it's like a showcase. We basically give the winners of we give the winners of those 3 shows a time to showcase and actually make some money.
Nice.
And we try to promote it that way. We have other open mics like Randall Thompson runs the Motor City open mic over on Thursdays at 7:30 I think it starts up. But now we've been basically like grabbing little shows here and there and trying to like get our name a little bit further. We got another show where me, Darren, and Matt are going to Utah, Salt Lake City to do the Dog Pound show, I think it's called, over in Salt Lake City. And it's going to be like that's the thing. We just get along very well. We write together very well. It's just one of those things that it works. And what we're trying to do is like push out more for the scene, because there's a comedy scene in this town it's not very it's not very well known as it should be because you got a lot of great talent out here.
So when is we have a lot of Las Vegas viewers and listeners. When is the next time that people can see you here in Vegas?
The next show is September 7th, which is tomorrow. That's at the Old School Brewing Company. Doors are like 8, but we're going to be getting drunk probably by 7. And then the show's at 9. We do it every other week. So the next one's the 7th, and I think it's the 21st is the following show. And we have a lot of great people coming in all over the country.
Kevin Prace, everyone, go catch him live at the Old School Brewing Company. Check our website for his information. I'll post it all up there. I'm Alexia.
I'm Sierra.
Kevin?
Toxie.
And we will see you next week.
If you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.